Oh boy, is this a hot topic, and a lot of people are going to be honestly up in arms about this one. It's somewhat controversial because look, John Tavares is such a good person. He's so good in the community. He's a Toronto boy. And Auston Matthews has gotten himself in trouble before. He's not exactly well liked by a ton of people outside of the Toronto fan base. And let me just preface this by saying I love Auston Matthews. He's one of my favorite players, and I also love John Tavares. But this is something I've been seeing come up a bit more and more from Leafs Nation is should Auston Matthews be the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs? And let's go back to when JT was named captain. Okay? And a lot of people back then, the rumor was that they were going to give it to Matthews, but then he went and pulled his stunt with, we'll call it the cheeks incident, okay? When he was a little bit drunk and, some things happened there, and he went in and apologized, and it was public embarrassment for him. And a lot of people were saying that is what blew it for him, and that's what gave the C to Tavares. But a lot of other people have been saying, no, that's just hearsay. They were going to give it to JT all along. Matthews was too young. He was too immature, inexperienced, whatever you want to use, and he wasn't ready for it anyways. And while that may be so, and I'd like to argue that JT's been a good captain for the Leafs, now, since Matthews has scored 60 goals, since he's been carrying the mail, and since Tavares has dropped off a little bit, he hasn't been performing as well this season and in this playoffs. I know it's a short sample size, but just so far because Matthews and Marner have stepped up. A lot of people are looking at the McDavid model in Edmonton, or the Kopitar model in LA, the Bergeron model in Boston. I know these are completely different people. I'm more looking at McDavid, where your star number one center who puts up all the points should be the captain. Now, that may not be correct. I know a lot of people in Edmonton think the captain should be number 29, should be number 25. I know a lot of people in LA maybe think that Doughty should be the captain. This is stuff that's discussed. It doesn't necessarily need to be your number one center who puts up all the points, but that's where a lot of teams go with it. So that's why a lot of people are saying the C should be on Auston Matthews. He's the face of the franchise, 60 goals in Toronto where the media are absolute hounds and the fans as well. Matthews is cool, calm, collected under pressure, and all he does is fill the net with pucks. He's good with the media. Sometimes he gets a little sassy, but in a good way, and he never loses his cool. So a lot of people are calling for AM34. He's also so beloved by that Toronto franchise. He's on his way to becoming, no disrespect to Matt Sundin, I love the guy, but Matthews is on his way to becoming the best Toronto Maple Leaf of all time. Yes, I said it. So look, I'm not saying we're going to see a situation like we did. San Jose, they did it twice they took the C away from Marleau and gave it to Thornton. Then they took the C away from Thornton and gave it to Pavelski in recent years. I'm not saying we're going to see that, okay? Because there's 3 years left on Tavares' contract. He's a proud Toronto boy who's been amazing to the community. He went out and chose the Toronto Maple Leafs out of free agency. It was a beautiful moment for Leafs Nation. But $11 million, if the production doesn't start to pick up on Tavares' end, the noise is going to get louder and louder about give the C to Matthews. I don't know. I know this is me stirring the pot, and I know it's a controversial subject, and it's not one that all Leafs fans are going to like. Most Leaf fans probably aren't going to like. I like the Leafs myself, so, it's interesting. Personally, I think you let JT ride it out as Toronto Maple Leafs captain unless his performance just gets to be abysmal. If he's scoring 5 goals a year, then maybe you look at it. If JT's got 5 goals next year and Auston's got 65, then we're having a different conversation. But as for right now, I think you just kind of let it be. You let JT ride out. He's a good leader, good person inside and outside of the rink. And hopefully he picks up his playoff performance. They need him to show up here against the Tampa Bay Lightning if the Leafs want to win this series, or else it's going to be another first round bounce by the Toronto Maple Leafs. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, so I can make more Leafs content if you guys like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.